AfroEconomics Business Network. I'm JB Bryan, President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics. And it's 1 p.m. Usually it's noon, but this Friday I wanted to do 1 p.m. We're talking about rejection. Rejection is something that most people, and I don't know, maybe not most people, some people have a problem with rejection. But I say, you got to make rejection your superpower, Miss Ganaway. You got to use rejection to your benefit, Miss Davis. I see you out there on the road. That's right. What you talking about, Mr. Jones? Don't even tell me you can't get in. You got to get in. She's gonna say you can't get in. Okay. Greetings right back at you. I'm gonna put this chat up here so that. Do you like rejection, Mr. Jones? Oh Lord, he said can't get in. You're rejected? Do you feel rejected? He feels rejected. He feels neglected. Disrespected. But in business, it is that fear of not being received that stops a lot of people right dead in their tracks. Like they can't move forward. There's people doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Entertainers, restaurant owners, investment advisors, writers like Mr. Jones, a whole bunch of people who just, exactly, Ms. Getaway, I got bars, exactly. That's you. Yes, indeed. I had to stop myself because I didn't want Mr. Jones to start crying. I see you, Miss Davis. I don't want you to hurt yourself driving down the street. But I'm gonna put you on camera just so they can see you driving down the street with your red headset. I see you. You fly. You a fly girl. You fly. She's fly. But people can't take not being accepted. Like they have to feel like everybody else likes it or approves of them, or it's they have to feel like it's going to be approved before they will do anything. They will come out with anything, and that is that fear of rejection. Like I see this new movement in social media where people are like, you might want to like me now because I'm going to be big. Like I'm going to be big like that. So check out my stuff now because you're going to get to like me. You're getting to know me before I'm, big time. Like he's like, and I was like, okay, that's a different approach. That's different. Like it's kind of saying the possible. We know that. I guess they should know that. We all know that. It's saying the obvious, but it's maybe kind of like saying, I know that you know this and I'm knowing it, or it's their way of accepting, or just maybe it's their way of just feeling more comfortable with exposing themselves to a possible rejection. It's just allowing them. But what is reality, what it's doing is making them part of this crowd because that's just the thing that everybody's doing now. So now they're not a standout. The first person that did that said, hey, you better like subscribe to me because I'm the future one, that probably was different then, but now everybody's doing that. So they're all like saying that same line. So it's not unique anymore. So we got to come up, with something different to be a standout. But no, that, and maybe somebody should tell them, like, do something different because everybody's doing that now. But it's almost like people don't realize that. So they just start doing it and it makes them feel more comfortable. So like sometimes your fear of rejection is you are addressing it with a assimilation. Like that's what I'm saying. That how are you addressing your fear of rejection? And because of that fear of rejection, it's limiting you. And it's making you a part of the crowd when if you just focus on your dream and focus on your creativity and focus on what is unique about you and stop focusing on being accepted and getting and seeking approval and just living out God's unique purpose for you as and dared to be rare, that just dared to be faithful, dare to just have that faith that exactly what God put in your heart to do, have the nerve to do it. Take that chance. That's overcoming that fear of rejection. That's overcoming rejection. And it was very difficult for me to like articulate, the topic, like the intro, like how to say, how to to do that, like how to say what I wanted, like how we're addressing this, like how because I wanted to say like make rejection your friend, make friends with rejection. Rejection is my superpower. Rejection hurts or heals. Rejection can empower. But how that I don't know. But we could name this whatever we want. I just think the most important question is how do you feel about rejection? And have you ever experienced rejection? And after you went through rejection, because everybody has experienced rejection of some sort, and the most important thing is, what did you do after going through rejection? And the most successful people I have found are the people who go through the highest amount of failure. And I'll put that link in there for you, Mr. Jones. I don't know if you can see it, but it should work. And it should work. The other one should work. I don't know what you use it. But the most successful people really have become comfortable. I definitely, because my mother has told me that I have had a lot of failure. I have failed so many times that my mother asked me, how many times are you going to fail? And like, how do you answer that? How do you answer to your mother, how many times are you going to fail? How do you know how many times are you going to fail? Like one time she asked me like, absolutely, like how many times are you going to start over? And I commenced to doing this rap song for her. I did. Yes, I did. You know what I did, Mr. Jones? I did this song by Cardi B. It was like called Knocked Down. I think it's called Knocked Down. I knocked down 9, got up 10. Or got up 10 or something like that. Whatever. Whatever it is, I'm gonna get up one more time, Mom. I'm gonna get up one more time, then I get knocked down. I'm going to get up one more time. I'm going to continue to get up. I'm not sure how many times I'm going to have to start over, but I thank God God is going to give me the strength. God said He will make you whole. His grace and your faith in Him will make you whole. And by the wise words of Cardi B, she said, get up one more time, then you get knocked down. That's faith. Get up. That is because you have to overcome that fear of rejection in order to do that one more time. Like the only way I was able to get my first job, I had to just keep calling my first boss over and over and over. Well, not my first boss. My first job came easy because it was just coming out of college and they were only offering me $28,000. And there's some kids coming out of college right now making $28,000 a year. And that was like 30 years ago. And I was getting $28,000. That's scary that some kids now are making $28,000. So I was coming out of University of Virginia. They were paying me $28,000 and I was mad about it. So I said, how do I double my income? And I was working in radio, volunteering. And I said, I got to get on the sales side. Because I always was doing radio, TV stuff since high school, volunteering, free side. Because when you're on the talent side, it doesn't pay like you get on the sales side. I was like, I got to get on the sales side. So then I started calling the sales manager at a radio station over and over and over again before I graduated. Because I had that other job lined up. But I knew I had these school loans and my dad was going to hand me that school loan book when I walked out. And I wanted money and I was going to go to graduate school. I wanted money. RefuseToBeBroke.com. That's my website. That's my hip hop name. Look me up. RefuseBeBroke.com will take you right to AfroEconomics. Look, I'm telling y'all, I refuse since I was 10, 11 years old. I've been working and I've been being rejected and I've been dealing with it. And it was rejection that got me working at that age because my mama and daddy kept telling me no. They kept, no, I need some money. No. And thanks to their rejection, that's why I started working so early. Rejection is our superpower. If somebody ain't say no to you, you ain't gonna go take off. If everybody says yes, you become soft and weak. Everybody that has yes and yes people, they don't get empowered. Their life never changes. They don't grow. People that surround themselves with yes people, they never change. They never get it. Our life is supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to get better. We're supposed to get stronger. We're supposed to learn new things. We're supposed to be questioned. People want to be surrounded by people. Don't question me. No, you don't need that. We should question each other. We should empower each other. So, So I started calling, and he kept telling me no, and I kept calling back, and he kept telling me no, and I kept calling back, and he kept telling me no, and he kept calling me back. And I called him for 6 months. I was still in school. I was still in college and had a job. I started the new job, and I kept calling him. May he rest in peace. He passed away 2 weeks ago. Larry Jones. He said, you got a good job. You working down there at that bank. The sales job is not easy. You got a good job. You got a good degree. Why you want this job? I said, I got to make more money. I don't even need a salary. I just need access to a job that will pay me more money. She's like, but this job will give you more rejection, basically. Because people gonna be telling you no all day. So he told me no and hung up the phone. Called him back. I told this man I would work for nothing, and he still said no. I mean, seriously, you have a problem. I'm coming at him with one of two degrees, really. An accounting and a finance degrees from one of the best business schools in the country. And he still turned me down. Because what? I don't know shit about selling. I don't know shit. I can't help him. He gets paid off sales. He knows this girl's coming from a foo-foo, smoosh-smoosh school. She can't do anything for me. Leave me alone and stop calling. Click. And that's the truth, really. It is a big risk. People don't know anything coming out of school. I'd never been in sales before. I commenced this still calling. Couple more months. Click. I would even pop in on the office. What else do I have to do? Because I ain't, you know what I mean? It's like, then I did graduate because he's still like, then so on. I got the job. I'm into it. Finally, I'm into the job like 2 months. He finally says, come in to see me. We meet. He says, look, if this is my second meeting with him, and he says, look, if I give you this job, you sure, blah, 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 whatever, you're going to be able to handle this because I'm not going to give you, your base pay is not going to be as big. You're going to have to really hustle. So the $28,000 is out the window. I got to really just make the money on sales, calling people. Yes. I got it. And I got an apartment and a car payment at this point. No co-signers, on my own. My parents are a long way away because my dad gets a job way away now at this point. Was living with my sister's apartment, but situations changed and everything changed. I have no roommate. I'm completely on my own. I got to make it work. On commission. Boom. Hustling. And I'm out there making calls all day. Take the job. I take the job, give up the salary, and I more than double my income that year by making that move. I mean, I tear it up. I work so hard. I love it. I stayed there 4 years. I loved that job. I went to graduate school at night, full-time graduate school at night. Worked full-time all day. Hustle. But I mean, sales is, you are getting rejected all day long. And radio sales too. And there were times I would just go down the street just talking business, go in the door. Business. And the key was, I never saw them as rejecting me. I always just saw it was about work. It was about business. It was always about business. Never connected it as a personal issue. Never saw it as exhausting. Never connected it as, oh, this is like, somehow like some people just cannot, like just do not find any pleasure in that. I love it. And then somehow in doing that, I remember there was this guy that was a hairdresser that started working with American Express, but he didn't like making phone calls. And he was like, will you make phone calls for me? And I was like, yeah, I'll do like some phone calls for you, like, yeah, I like the, and I don't know why. I was like, it was definitely making enough money, and I'm going to graduate school, and then I'm start making phone calls. Like, I mean, seriously, JB, how greedy can you be? So I'm like, start making phone calls. I don't know, it was where I was supposed to be, I guess. And all of these people start coming to his workshops looking for me. So he's like, you got a gift. Like, these people are coming here looking for you. And I was like, nah. He's like, have you ever thought about financial services? Nope. And went on about my business. He's like, these people are like, where's Jennifer? Where's Jennifer? Like, coming in. I was like, nope. I was like, seriously, I think, nope. He was like, I can't stand this business, but I think you have something. Nope. Went back to what I was doing. And then somehow, after I finished graduate school, some way, I mean, God has a plan for your life. You have no idea. I just was a girl. I was just a girl that was in a neighbor. And I said, after graduate school, I said, I think I want to do research. Just research. I said, I don't think I'm going to sell anymore. I'm just going to do research. And she took me to her investment firm. I told the guy, he said, oh my goodness, you would be such a good financial advisor. I said, no. And if one more person says that, I said, no, I just want to do research. I don't want to talk to people about their money. And then he said, well, anyway, will you just talk to one more person? And then I go talk to this other person, and the guy goes, and then he sits down, and I look at the wall, and he looks at me, and we both went to the same school, business school, and we both have the same dean, and me and him like get along so well. And I'm like, oh, this is spooky. This is crazy. And we're just like having this conversation, like we're like best friends, and we're talking, and he's like, you should really be a financial advisor. You are like greatest. Oh my God, you're just great. And I was like, no. So then the guy working under him would be my boss. And I just would not work for him. I just did not like him. I liked the boss's boss, who was the one that went to the school with me. But the one under him, nah. But he kept writing me letters. And I prayed on it. And that's when the letter came, the next day after praying on it. Because I literally didn't take the job because I did not want to give up all the money I was making in radio, which is crazy. It's crazy that a person would think that I would have left radio to make more money, in this. But that's how your mind can limit you. But I just could not imagine that I could make more money. And I can't even give you the multiples of how much more money I make. I just did not. I just had not ever fathomed that I would be this successful. And so I just didn't entertain it. And they knew it, like, and they were trying to articulate that to me, but I wasn't receiving it. And that fear of rejection will do that to you, because I had convinced myself that if I talked to people about money, that people would not talk to me, that they would not respond, and that I wouldn't be able to, even though I was already doing it and people were coming there, and God was showing me that people are coming to meet you and they enjoy talking to you on the telephone, and you're inviting these people, helping someone else, getting these people there. And you're doing this, and I'm putting you in this situation, and I'm doing all these things, and that is amazing. But our fear will stop us because of what we have created in our mind, will stop us from getting to the level that we're supposed to be. If we allow it. If we allow it. So we have to, in order to overcome, I had to totally change my mindset and buy into the idea that the numbers could get bigger. You feel me on that, Ken? You feel me?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
You can, we can talk ourselves out, Miss Davis, of our success.
It's like getting into your own head. You're blocking yourself.
Yeah, or a person who will live on a certain block because they don't think they can ever live on another block. Even though they know that they used to shoot up on that block. They can't shoot, you know what I'm saying? And they shouldn't be on that block no more. But they still have this fear, you know what I'm saying? That if they go on the other block, that everybody's going to know that they, because of what they've told themselves about themselves. These people have no idea. So we have to change the limitations that we have of ourselves. Like I was saying, when my mom said, like, how many times are you going to lose? How many times are you going to start over? How many times, what if I bought into that? Like, that would have limited, I would have just started looking at myself like, yeah, you loser. To me, like, she must look at me and go like, this girl is amazing. Because that girl keeps getting knocked down and she keeps getting back up. I was she just hasn't said it yet. But that on the low, she's just like, my baby girl is amazing. God is truly blessing her. Like she is just making it. She should, because I'm just so thankful to God. And so thankful to God. I know when I look at her, I tell my mom constantly, like, you are so powerful. I am so blessed to have a mom that never gave up. Once we become afraid, it's inevitable that you're going to give up. Like, if you become afraid of being rejected or being pushed away, or that door being closed in your face, or they're not listening to your story, or not being good enough, feeling like you're not worthy, then you're not going to try. You're not going to, push. You're not going to be at your strongest and your best self. So we have to change the mindset. And I think that every time that we're rejected, we have to make sure that we never take it personal. Like, you just can't take anything personal. We have to make sure that we realize that people's decisions are based on where they are at that particular time. So they might not need what you have available at that particular time. Like, say someone says, well, I can't afford it, and they can't afford it. And you have it, and they say, I can't buy that from you right now. And they have it. And they're like, I can't, but in their mind, it doesn't matter, because in their mind, they truly don't think that they can afford it. I have seen it. I have seen it. I have clients with millions of dollars who will be behind on their bills. I know it's hard for you to fathom. But think about these millionaires in Hollywood. And do you find out when they die and they're broke? That is based on some previous experience that they had. And they get afraid that if they pay this or do this, that they're going, that they're going to run out of money, or, something's going to happen. So they don't do anything. They might just freeze. There might be something, due, but so much is due. So they go, don't pay anything. You feel me on this? So, I'm talking about Mr. Joe. Like, so they just don't do anything. So everything gets worse. Like they might be behind on their taxes. So instead of like paying some taxes, they don't pay any of their taxes. They don't pay their house. They don't pay their car. They don't pay anything, because they're overwhelmed and they shut down. They just shut down. They just go into freeze mode. They have totally lost their mind, because they're not equipped to face this particular situation at that time. And that is their fear of the rejection of being broke again. They remember that from their childhood, of being evicted, when they were living in some apartment with their mom. I'm telling you, when they're 6 years old, and it is going with them all the way. Now they 56, and they're a multimillionaire, and they still dealing with that same rejection at 56 from when they were 6. And they don't understand why they are not paying any of their bills, because they're afraid that they're going to run out. And they have $10 million, but they're terrified that they're going to run out. So they're not doing anything. They're not paying anybody. They gotta have $10 million. And they're not sure where their next movie is coming from. So for them, in order to be successful, they have to always have $10 million. Or you see, some people like that have credit obsession. And if their credit score gets under 800, then they're a failure. They're a complete failure in life. So to them, they feel like they've totally been rejected from everything in life. Nothing is working out. I haven't achieved anything. I'm a loser. They start failing in everything. I mean, I know you think that this is extreme, but I'm telling you, this is real. This is real for some people. And you're like, an 800? Yes, an 800. So something happens and they slip to a 750. So they were 800, but now they're 750, and they're dysfunctional because they feel rejected. We have to get a hold of this. As a business owner, as an individual, we have to get to the point where it's like you're not taking it personal. There's also evidence that shows that, like, after a divorce for a CEO, of a corporation, that the production and the earnings and the performance of the company will decline because of the emotional response of the rejection that the chief executive officer following the divorce. There is a direct correlation that, so these things like the rejection is real and does impact us. If you don't get to the point where you really take it seriously. And what happens is the board of directors of these publicly traded companies, because they know this, they take action to help these CEOs when they know that they're going through a divorce, and typically increase their salaries and make adjustments during the years of their divorces. Amazing. To help it, and to help during that time to increase the chances that the businesses will continue to function. Yeah, so it is rejection, and your ability to deal with it and function is real, and this is a good topic for us during our business network. So some key points are to don't take anything personal, build your inner strength with any change or change in the contract, or if you lose business, or any form of rejection that comes upon the business, accept it as quickly as possible. Don't get into a point of denial where you have to waste time on, I'm going to call them back, I'm going to see what we're going to have to do about it, I'm going to see what we can do is change this, how I can change this, and go into a whole lot of effort. If the client said, this is over, accept it. It's over. And allow and respect the client's decision, because they can easily see it as disrespectful that you did not acknowledge and accept their decision. So you tell them what the policy is on how they cancel their contract, or how you give them a refund, or how your business is done. But accepting it and moving forward is the best for you, for your business, for our business. And then as quickly as possible, we have to move forward. Quickly, you'll see the most successful people accept it as quickly as possible and move forward as quickly as possible. You can't have any parking. Don't park. I was thinking the other day, I was like, I see so much on social media about resting and taking a rest, taking time out, taking time for you. Don't you need time. You can rest more. You can, and I'm like, we have definitely, there's more rest and stop and don't do it, stop things than there are motivation. Let's go, let's get more done, let's be more productive, we can do better, let's do more, level up, let's do it, then there are those type of posts. I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't understand why we're not trying to do more. Why do we feel like we just should just chill? That. And most of the people who are talking about chilling don't have their own business. So I guess maybe that's why there's so much talk about chilling. It's just people that have a salary and they can chill because they have paid time off and stuff like that. So, what else should you do on paid time off? But if they're like us who have businesses, we're providing the paid time off. So, like, we have to, you would want your business owner to be making sure you get that paid time off. But it depends on but I want to talk from a boss mindset that we need to accept things, move forward, and keep it moving. And I think that we need to be actively resting even when we rest. Like, don't stop motion. Like when I take a rest day from my sport of powerlifting, it's not a rest day. Like, it's not a day where I don't do anything athletic. It is a day where I do something other than powerlifting, but I don't not take care of myself. And people will say to me like, you should check out this particular place on a day when you're, on a cheat day. I don't have a cheat day. I don't advocate that, and I don't do that. Like, what is a cheat day? So there's why in the world would I hurt myself? And when you cheat, like, what are you and who are you cheating on? Like, now I don't get that. A cheat day. So a day that I damage myself. So most days I do good to myself, but on a day that I want to hurt myself, this is what you should do. Like, I don't think that we should get into a habit of having any day that we hurt ourselves. And I don't care what anybody says, and whoever the person was that invented it, good for you, but they probably don't even do it. They just made it because they knew it would be easy to market, and the average person will love it. But we're not talking about wanting to be average. We don't have to have a desire to be average. We're going to be average regardless. So we can have a desire to be more than average. We can have a desire to be excellent. We can try to be something more than what we would be without trying. We're just be average. We're just born average. You know what I'm saying? Like, just that's that. That's it. So that's done. But don't do anything to hurt yourself or allow anybody to market to you anything to hurt yourself. I can't even imagine, like, just have, supporting that. Like, I don't know. And that brings me to the point about, inner strength. Building your inner strength so that when people come at you with stuff like that, like, how many times are you going to get, rejected? How many times are you going to lose? How many times or when you get a cheat day, when or people have said to me before, like, you work all the time, I would want to take you out, but you work all the time, stuff like that. Like, don't allow that to make you feel like, to devalue your commitment to your success. I enjoy my work. And if someone else doesn't value or appreciate or admire my commitment to my work, that's just showing their value system, and that even if I considered having a relationship with them, I would have a problem, because that would come up because I love my work. That gives me peace, helping people. So someone said, "Oh, you work all the time," I'm not gonna laugh with it. I don't even like the word workaholic. It's a negative word, you know. Just why does it have to be a holic? Just a person that just loves their work. Period. Just can't you just love your work? And then, so what about and also about like overcoming rejection is that you have to know your value. And we hear that a lot about just knowing your worth, but I think it's more about just knowing the value of the product and service that you're bringing, because often um, a customer will not know that. They're not going to know. Oh, your service is the best one in town. A lot of times they're just shopping for the cheapest one, and you're not trying to be the cheapest one unless you're trying to be the cheapest one. And if you're trying to be the cheapest one and they tell you you're not the cheapest one, then you should say, "I'm trying to be the cheapest one. Tell me which one is cheaper, because I want to be the cheapest one." Just let them know. Just show me the receipt or show me the ad for the cheapest one, because I want to be the cheapest one. That's your marketing play. But if you're not trying to be the cheapest one because you're about quality, let them go. Especially when you're a service. No. Mm-mm. So know the value of what you're providing and let them get to stepping. And then, face it. Like, let's just keep going back. I think that once if you had a deal that was lost, or if you had to, dismiss a customer, and you had, because everybody's not going to be a good fit, a good match for you. I think that one of the most important things to maturing as a business is knowing when a customer needs to go. Because some business is not worth it. All money is not good money. And, as you mature that way, like, they're going to have to become comfortable with your rejection of them. But don't hesitate to become comfortable with letting, knowing how to articulate, how to go. Like, I have, prepared letters that are approved by regulators on good ways of how to let customers go, because the system knows there are certain customers it's not good for us to be connected with, and we want them to go. So you need to know in your business, like, every customer is not a good customer. So get comfortable with, letting people go as well, and face that fear of, and I think that can help with dealing with rejection, learning how to stand up for yourself and learning to reject others. Because it's the worst when someone like rejects you when you should have been the one rejecting them. No. And it's like, I know they didn't, but that's good though, because then just let it go. Okay, thank you, and let them go. Like, all right, have a good day, and let them go. That's right. And avoid, like, and we spoke about this kind of briefly earlier, like, be careful about how we speak to ourselves. Be very positive on our self-talk. Empower ourselves. Be help ourselves, like, help up. Don't be negative. Have positive talk to yourself. Like, sometimes I just have to, like, just get myself hyped. I just be turn on my favorite music, and just get in it. I'm that nigga. Yes, I am. I got to be. Yes, I am. You heard it, Miss Davis. I'm that. I'm that.
That's got to stop.
Yeah, I'm that.
That's got to stop now.
Yes, I'm that. Yes.
JB, you knew what to do to get me all riled up. That's got to stop.
I got, you know? Yes, indeed. Oh, this one. This mine. This is to the bone. This been this week. You lucky this just the instrumental. To the bone. Ah! That you, but you gotta have your self-talk. Gotta be good. Gotta be good. Gotta be good. That's Take Off. May he rest in peace. But you gotta, we don't know when our last day is. We just don't know. We gotta be positive. We gotta make a difference in this world for the brothers and sisters who aren't here. And we can't let these people who are negative, and they're gonna be negative anyway, you know what I'm saying? And don't understand our mission, your purpose, don't have a need, for what we offering anyway. It don't matter. We got a bigger purpose. And we're making a difference. Shoot, we're making a difference. I'm so blessed. It's all about focusing on the bigger picture. Because if we look at the rejection by the few and miss all the people that we can help, that's what happens. We let one or two slow us down when we got millions that need us. So we stop. We stop because of that one or two. We can't. We got work to do. We got work to do. I'm just, the best thing I ever did was start limiting my conversations to those who listen. I'm only talking to those who listen. I don't, and I really don't, you know what I mean? And you don't need to be accepted by everybody. We don't need it. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what they think. We just we put too much effort in acceptance. You're too busy. You are busy. You are busy.
I told you I had quite a few things to do today.
You did it. You did it. Well, thank you. Y'all are the best. How you doing, Mr. Jones?
Doing excellent, JB.
That's so good.
How are you?
It's a good day.
Good.
I'm gonna have a good weekend. I'm gonna work a lot. How you doing, Mr. Jefferson? I pray to God allows me to set the example, of just perseverance. If I don't set the example for anything else, it's gonna be an example of perseverance. Perseverance and sobriety. Look, that this girl, exactly.
I'm sick of you.
She that she got through all of that, and she don't drink, she don't smoke, and she persevered, and she ain't hurt nobody. She ain't hurt nobody. In no way. Ain't no. And look, and I'm gonna be happy without hurting anybody else. That's a commitment. That's a commitment. Because a lot of people can't be happy without hurting somebody else. Isn't it true?
That's true.
I ain't gonna hurt nobody else. And that's what we do. That's AfroEconomics. 10 key principles, and the fifth one is integrity. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. We do it right. That's right. We do it right. I love y'all. That's right, Mr. Jefferson. Love y'all.
Everybody have a safe and blessed weekend.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
All right now. Go, JB.
I wish you could see my bottom half, but they be cutting it off YouTube. They be cutting the tape. Cut it off. See y'all later.
See you.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye now. Bye bye.